Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you work, success just feels out of reach, like you're running in circles, chasing goals but never really getting closer? What if I told you that the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't isn't talent, luck, or even hard work, it's mindset and strategy? Today, I'm going to share with you 5 rules, 5 principles, that, if you apply them, will fundamentally change your future. These aren't quick fixes, they're not hacks. They're timeless truths that the most successful people live by, and if you commit to them, you will see real, lasting change. These 5 rules, knowing your why, trusting the process, choosing the right people, embracing challenges, and serving others, will change your trajectory, but here's the catch: you have to act. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. So today, pick one rule and apply it, then another, and watch your future shift. Because the future isn't something that happens to you, it's something you create. Now go build yours. Most people spend their lives chasing goals without ever stopping to ask themselves why they want those things in the first place. They pursue money, status, or approval because society tells them these things matter, not because they've defined their own purpose. Without a clear why, motivation fades quickly when obstacles arise. Those who achieve lasting success don't just know what they want, they understand the deeper reason behind it. When your actions are rooted in purpose, setbacks don't destroy you, they become lessons. A strong why turns work into meaning, effort into passion, and struggles into stepping stones. Think about the greatest innovators and leaders. They didn't just build businesses or movements, they believed in something bigger than themselves. That belief carried them through failures that would have crushed others. If you don't have a compelling reason for your goals, you'll give up when things get hard. But when your why is strong enough, you'll find a way no matter what. Ask yourself, what do you truly care about? What impact do you want to have? Until you answer these questions, you're just drifting, reacting to life rather than shaping it. Clarity of purpose is the foundation of every great success story. It's what keeps you going when others quit. It's what turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Without it, you'll always feel like something is missing, no matter how much you achieve. Take the time to dig deep. Don't settle for surface-level answers. Your why should excite you, scare you, and push you forward even on the toughest days. Once you find it, everything changes. Your decisions, your habits, your resilience. Most people never get there because they're too busy chasing external validation. They want to impress others rather than fulfill themselves. But true success comes from alignment with your own values, not someone else's expectations. Your why is your compass. It guides you when the path isn't clear. It reminds you what matters when distractions pull you in every direction. The sooner you define it, the sooner you'll stop wasting time on things that don't truly matter. This isn't about positive thinking or motivational quotes. It's about building your life on a foundation that won't crumble under pressure. When you know why you're doing something, you'll outwork, outlast, and outperform everyone who's just going through the motions. The world rewards those who operate with conviction. People follow those who believe deeply in what they're doing. Opportunities open up when you're driven by purpose rather than fear or greed. Think about the difference between a job and a calling. One is something you do for a paycheck. The other is something you'd do even if you weren't paid. That's the power of why. It transforms work from obligation to opportunity. You don't have to change the world overnight, but you do need to know why you're getting out of bed each morning. Is it to provide for your family, to prove something to yourself, to leave a legacy? Whatever it is, own it completely. The most dangerous thing is reaching what you thought you wanted only to realize it doesn't fulfill you. That's what happens when you chase goals without understanding your deeper motivations. Don't let that be your story. Purpose isn't something you find, it's something you build through reflection and action. Start asking better questions. Stop accepting shallow answers. Your future self will thank you. This is the first and most important rule, because everything else depends on it. Without a strong why, the other rules won't matter. With it, nothing can stop you. Success is rarely the result of one grand gesture or lucky break. It's the accumulation of small, consistent actions over time. Most people underestimate the power of tiny improvements because they don't see immediate results. They want overnight transformations, but real change works differently. Think about how fitness works. You don't get in shape from a single workout. You get results from showing up day after day, even when you don't feel like it. The same principle applies to wealth, knowledge, relationships, every area that matters. The compound effect is the secret behind every major achievement. Reading 20 pages a day doesn't seem impressive, but do it for a year and you've finished more books than most people read in a decade, saving $100 a month. Looks small, but over time it becomes financial freedom. Most people quit because they don't see progress fast enough. They don't understand that greatness is built in the invisible hours, the days when no one's watching, when there's no applause, when it feels like you're not moving forward. This is where discipline separates dreamers from achievers, motivation fades, systems endure. The people who reach the top aren't necessarily the most talented. They're the ones who keep showing up long after others have given up. The magic happens when small efforts intersect with time. A 1% improvement daily doesn't seem like much, but over a year, that's a 37x gain. Conversely, a 1% decline leads you to zero. The direction matters more than the speed. Too many people waste energy looking for shortcuts when the real advantage is simply outlasting everyone else. Consistency beats intensity when intensity isn't sustainable. The tortoise didn't win because he was faster. He won because he didn't stop. This isn't about perfection. It's about progression. Miss a day, get back on track. Fall behind, keep moving forward. The only true failure is abandoning the process entirely. The most successful people aren't those who make the biggest leaps. They're the ones who make the most steps. They understand that massive success is just small success repeated. You don't have to be extraordinary today. You just have to do ordinary things extraordinarily long. Time magnifies effort in ways that talent alone never could. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Start with what you have, where you are. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Your future isn't created in dramatic gestures, but in daily choices. What small habit can you start today that will change everything in 5 years? This principle works whether you believe in it or not. Gravity doesn't care if you understand physics. It still keeps you grounded. The compound effect doesn't care if you acknowledge it. It still shapes your life. The question isn't whether small actions matter. The question is whether you're willing to trust the process long enough to see the results. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This isn't just a saying. It's a psychological reality. The people around you shape your thoughts, habits, and ultimately, your potential. Most people don't choose their circle intentionally. They default to whoever is nearby. Growth requires tension. If everyone in your life agrees with you, comforts you, and never pushes you, you'll stay exactly where you are. The right people don't just support you, they challenge you to become better. Think about the last time you leveled up in life. Chances are, someone pushed you beyond what you thought was possible. A coach, a mentor, a friend who refused to let you settle. That's the power of environment. Most people plateau because they outgrow their surroundings, but don't change them. They stay in relationships and communities that no longer serve their aspirations. Comfort becomes the enemy of progress. You'll never reach your full potential in isolation. The best ideas come from collaboration. The strongest motivation comes from shared struggle. The greatest accountability comes from mutual respect. This isn't about using people. It's about recognizing that we're social creatures wired to adapt to our tribe. If you want to think bigger, you need to be around bigger thinkers. If you want to achieve more, you need to be around achievers. Some relationships are seasonal, and that's okay. Not everyone is meant to go where you're going. Holding on to connections that hold you back serves no one. The fastest way to change your life is to change who you spend time with. Find mentors who have done what you want to do. Join communities that raise your standards. Distance yourself from negativity that drains your energy. You don't have to cut people out of your life, but you do need to prioritize those who inspire growth. The right people will pull you forward. The wrong ones will keep you stuck. This isn't about status or credentials. It's about mindset. Some of the most influential people in your life might be peers who simply refuse to accept mediocrity. Pay attention to how you feel after spending time with someone. Do you leave energized or drained, motivated or discouraged? Your emotions don't lie about what's good for you. Greatness rubs off. Spend enough time around people who operate at a higher level, and you'll start to rise to meet them. It's not magic, it's mimicry, the natural human tendency to adapt to our environment. You don't have to do this alone. In fact, you shouldn't. The most successful people build teams, masterminds, and support systems. They know that growth is a team sport. The people around you are either accelerating your progress or slowing you down. There's no neutral. Choose wisely. Your future depends on it. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort. They see challenges as something to endure on the way to success rather than the very thing that creates success. This mindset guarantees mediocrity. The obstacle is the way. Every rejection, failure, and setback is training for what comes next. The most successful people don't avoid hard things, they lean in. Understand that growth happens at the edge of discomfort. Think about any skill worth mastering. It wasn't the easy days that made you better. It was the hard ones, the workouts that pushed you to your limits, the projects that stretched your abilities, the conversations that forced you to grow. Pain is a signal, not a stop sign. When something hurts, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally, it's often an indication that you're on the verge of a breakthrough. Most people turn back right before the magic happens. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through repeated exposure to difficulty. The more you face and overcome challenges, the stronger you become. Avoiding struggle guarantees weakness. This isn't about glorifying suffering. It's about recognizing that meaningful achievement requires friction. Smooth seas never made skilled sailors. The things you avoid are often the very things that would change your life. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck. It's willingness to engage with difficulty. When most people hit a wall, they stop. Those who break through keep going. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's part of success. Every misstep teaches you something you couldn't have learned any other way. The only true failure is refusing to try because you're afraid to fail. Comfort is the enemy of progress. If you're not occasionally embarrassed by who you were a year ago, you are not growing. Growth requires constantly stepping into the unknown. The most successful people aren't those who face fewer problems, they're those who develop better ways of dealing with them. They reframe obstacles as opportunities. They ask, "What is this teaching me?" rather than, "Why is this happening to me?" This mindset shift changes everything. When you stop seeing challenges as threats and start seeing them as training, you unlock a new level of performance. You don't have to enjoy the struggle, but you do need to respect its necessity. The things you resist most are often the things you need most. Strength isn't given, it's forged. Confidence isn't inherited, it's earned through overcoming. The version of you that can handle anything isn't born, it's built one challenge at a time. Stop running from difficulty. Start leaning in. The obstacle isn't in your way. It is the way. The fastest way to fail is to make everything about you. The greatest leaders, entrepreneurs, and innovators understand that lasting success comes from serving others. When you focus on adding value, solving problems, and lifting people up, rewards follow naturally. Most people approach success backward. They ask, "How can I get more?" instead of "How can I give more?" The irony is that those who focus on contribution end up receiving far more than those who chase rewards directly. Think about the products and services you love most. They're not successful because their creators were obsessed with making money. They're successful because they solved real problems in meaningful ways. Value first, profits follow. This isn't about altruism versus self-interest. It's about recognizing that the two are ultimately connected. The more people you help, the more successful you become. The wider your impact, the greater your rewards. People can smell self-interest from a mile away. Those who are only in it for themselves eventually hit a ceiling. But those who genuinely care about serving others build trust, loyalty, and lasting success. The best leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. The best businesses don't just extract value, they create it. The most fulfilling careers aren't about taking, they're about contributing. Shift your mindset from "What's in it for me?" to "How can I help?" This simple change alters every interaction, every opportunity, every outcome. Success isn't a solo journey. It's a network of relationships, a web of mutual benefit. The more you invest in others, the more others invest in you. This doesn't mean you should work for free or neglect your own needs. It means aligning your goals with service. When you make others successful, you become indispensable. The world is hungry for real value, for solutions, for people who care more about making a difference than making a point. That's where your opportunity lies. Ask yourself, who do you want to help? What problem do you want to solve? How can you make someone else's life better today? The answers to these questions will guide you to meaningful success. Legacy isn't about what you accumulate, it's about what you contribute. The people who are truly remembered aren't those who had the most. Those who gave the most. Service is the ultimate competitive advantage. In a world obsessed with self-promotion, those who focus on others stand out. Your success will always be proportional to your service. The more you give, the more you receive, not just in money, but in meaning, connection, and fulfillment. This is the secret behind every enduring success story. Master it, and you master the game. Success isn't accidental, it's engineered. These 5 principles form the foundation of a life that doesn't just chase dreams but catches them. They aren't theories, they're time-tested laws that have shaped the world's most remarkable achievements. When you start with why, you arm yourself against doubt. Purpose becomes your compass in storms, your light in darkness. It's the difference between those who burn out and those who burn brighter with time. This is your anchor. Never let go. Compound effect is the silent architect of destiny. While others chase fireworks, you'll be building skyscrapers, one brick of daily effort at a time. What seems insignificant today becomes unstoppable momentum tomorrow. This is how ordinary people engineer extraordinary lives. Your environment is either lifting you or limiting you. The people around you are the invisible hand shaping your future. Choose them like your life depends on it, because it does. Greatness isn't solitary. It's a team sport played with those who make you better. Obstacles aren't roadblocks. They're the path itself. Every challenge is a test of your commitment to the person you're becoming. The most successful people aren't those with the easiest journey, but those who develop the strongest muscles for resistance. Service is the ultimate leverage. In a world obsessed with taking, the real power lies in giving. The more value you create for others, the more valuable you become. This is the golden rule written for success. Help enough people get what they want, and you'll get everything you need. These principles don't work in isolation. They multiply each other. A clear why fuels your daily discipline. The right environment amplifies your resilience. Service turns your efforts into exponential impact. This is the ecosystem of achievement. Most people will hear this and do nothing. They'll nod in agreement but never act. That's why success isn't common, not because it's complicated, but because it requires consistent courage most aren't willing to muster. You now stand at a crossroads. One path leads to the familiar comfort of average. The other leads to the discomfort of growth, where dreams become reality through relentless application of these rules. The choice is yours, but choose wisely. Your future self is watching. This isn't about perfection. It's about direction. You don't need to execute flawlessly, just persistently. The person who stumbles forward still outpaces the one standing still. Progress compounds just like everything else. The clock is ticking. Every day you delay is a day your competition gets stronger. But here's the secret. Your only real competition is the person you were yesterday. Outgrow yourself, and you automatically outpace everyone else. Implementation beats inspiration. Reading this changes nothing. Acting on it changes everything. Start today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not when things calm down. The right time doesn't announce itself. It's seized. You're holding the master key. These 5 rules open every door worth walking through. But keys only work when turned. Knowledge unused is knowledge wasted. The power was never in knowing, it's in doing. Years from now, you'll trace your success or regrets back to this moment, to the decisions you made after learning these truths. The future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you create, one principled action at a time.